I've had a lot of requests of people asking me to react to the flamenco player Paco de Lucía. And you may not know this, and before we get started, I'm going to reveal a section of my room that you've never seen before, because, check this out. There's my guy right there, Paco de Lucía. Now, I did not put this up for this video. This has been in my room since I first went to Spain and experienced flamenco guitar. Was absolutely blown away seeing flamenco live and hearing it live. It was such an experience, and I've always been a fan of Paco. So in this video, per your guys' request, we're going to be reacting to Paco de Lucía, and specifically his piece Entre, aguas. Okay, let's just talk about a few things and then we'll get right back into it. First thing is the articulation. This man, probably one of the best right hands in the flamenco guitar world, I would argue. Gosh, the speed, but not only the speed, but the clarity, like I said, and the articulation. And then the second thing is just the feel. You know, he's playing mostly with his eyes closed. You can tell that he's deeply connected with the music. And that is something that I actually very much appreciated with all the flamenco players that I've seen. They have this kind of soul when it comes to the music, and when they're playing it, that really comes across to the audience well. I mean, come on. I will also say, like, the piece just grooves, man. Like, I could just log into this all day and just enjoy it, you know? It's great. we're loading. But while that loads, I'm gonna make a few comments. I think a lot of people sometimes confuse classical and flamenco guitarist, or the style anyways. They are completely two separate. They couldn't be further apart actually in some ways. Other than the fact that yes, we both play nylon string guitars, but even the guitars, a classical guitar and a flamenco guitar, not the same thing. They're constructed differently. A flamenco guitar is maybe you could argue much more responsive and easier to play with lower action, where a classical guitarist would be maybe less responsive, but you get a more resonant, deeper sound. So they're very different in how they're constructed. But yeah, so they're very different. Don't confuse the two. And I have so much respect for flamenco guitarists. I mean, the level of their technique, it's got to be some of the best, I think. They seem to have no problems, or almost like no limits when it comes to technique. No like problems when it comes to speed with scales. No problem when it comes to like the craziest, fastest tremolo that you've ever heard. Not to mention most of the time they play 5-finger tremolo instead of 4-finger tremolo that, yeah, some classical guitarists probably would struggle with tremolo and scales in general. So, I mean, the techniques they use are also much different than classical guitarists as well. They use a lot of different techniques than what we typically use as a classical guitarist and from a classical guitar perspective. But yeah, much respect for flamenco players. Now I gotta say, I would actually argue that this video is amazing in and of itself, but I would honestly say I feel like that is Paco maybe at like maximum 50%, right? I think there's a whole nother 50% higher level that he can even play. His right hand technique, it's something that I kind of am just mesmerized just watching how he uses his right hand, how he ascends and descends the string, and how articulate and how little he moves with his right hand fingers, and just the speed that he's capable of achieving. It's kind of unreal. So let me know your favorite flamenco guitarists in the comments, and thank you guys for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one.